If you're relocating to coastal North Carolina and trying to decide between Hampstead and Surf City, North Carolina, here's something most buyers don't realize right away. Surf City Middle School and Topsail High School are both located in Hampstead. That means families living in Hampstead and families living in Surf City end up following the same middle school and high school path, depending on the exact neighborhood zonings. So when people think, they're choosing between two completely different school systems, that isn't the case. So the real decision between Hampstead and Surf City is how you want your daily life to work. These two places sit right next to each other geographically, but living in them can feel very different once you're actually here. So Hampstead is mainland coastal living. It sits along, Route 17 between Wilmington and Topsail Island, and it's developed primarily as a residential community for people living here year-round. So most of the neighborhoods in Hampstead are traditional subdivisions or established communities designed for full-time residents rather than vacation properties. And when you live in Hampstead, your normal routine tends to revolve around mainland life. School drop-offs, grocery stores, medical office, and errands are all built around the same mainland corridor. You can drive to Surf City and Topsail Island very quickly when you want the beach, but your day-to-day routine isn't built around beach tourism or seasonal visitors. And that's why a lot of families relocating from places like New York, New Jersey, or Pennsylvania end up choosing Hampstead. It gives them coastal access while still feeling structured around normal weekly life. So Surf City works differently, depending on exactly where you are. Most people think of Surf City as the beach town on Topsail Island, and that part is true. Surf City sits directly on Topsail Island and is one of the most well-known beach towns in this region. Living there means the beach is part of your everyday environment. You're surrounded by water, beach access points are close, and the entire town is shaped by coastal living. Many homes on Topsail Island are elevated because of coastal construction standards, and the layout of the island is narrow compared to mainland communities. When you live there, you feel like you're living at the beach every single day. But here's something many relocation buyers don't realize until they start really studying the area. Surf City also has, neighborhoods on the mainland side. So that means someone can technically live in Surf City, but still live on the mainland rather than on Topsail Island. In those areas, daily life can feel closer to mainland living while still being connected to the Surf City town limits. And that's why two people can both say they live in Surf City and have very different day-to-day experiences depending on which side that they're on. So one person may be living directly on Topsail Island, surrounded by beach activity and coastal living. Another person may be living on the mainland side in a neighborhood that functions more like a traditional residential community. Now, let's talk about growth, because that's another major factor in this decision. Pender County has been one of the faster growing counties in North Carolina in recent years. Population estimates from the U.S. Census show that the county has grown significantly since 2020, which means more people relocating to this area every single year. And that growth affects both Hampstead and Surf City. Hampstead has seen a steady increase in new residential communities being developed, along the US 17 corridor as more families move to the area looking for coastal living within driving distance of Wilmington. Surf City has also experienced growth, especially as more buyers look for properties near Topsail Island and the surrounding coastal communities. When regions grow like this, it usually means more housing, more infrastructure planning, and more development happening over time. So when buyers compare Hampstead to Surf City, the real question isn't which one is better. The real question is which lifestyle fits the way you want to live. If you want a mainland residential community where everyday life revolves around neighborhood schools and normal weekly routines while still being close to the beach, Hampstead is usually where people land. If you want to feel like you're living inside a beach town where coastal living is part of your environment every single day, Surf City on Topsail Island is usually what people are looking for. And if you like the idea of Surf City but want your daily routine to feel more like mainland living, then mainland Surf City neighborhoods can sometimes be the middle ground. So even though Hampstead and Surf City are connected geographically and share the same school path, the way your everyday life feels in each place can be very different. So if you're relocating to coastal North Carolina and trying to figure out which area actually matches the way that you want to live, the best thing you can do is talk through your situation with someone who works with relocation buyers here every single day. So what you want to do is you want to reach out to me, call or text me. My number is 521-1105. My name is Dennis Murphy. I'm a coastal North Carolina relocation specialist, and I help people relocating, Hampstead, Surf City, Topsail Island, Wilmington area to figure out which neighborhoods actually fit their lifestyle before they make a move. I made the same exact move myself, so I understand that it's much more than just finding a house. It's finding the right situation for your desired lifestyle. If you have any questions, all my information is the contact in the video description below, and I'm always here to help you, and I hope you have a great day.